Hello! It's another edition of Wisdom Walks. One of my favorite things to do each and every month is to share what's been on my heart and my mind. And this month we're going to talk about our best intentions and how sometimes even our best intentions don't go according to plan. What can we do about it when we put our best foot forward and it still doesn't work out the way that we want it to? That's what we're going to dive into today. All right, so best intentions, best plans ever, and then everything goes to shit. Let's talk about this. I've had this happen over and over again over the last couple months. So it's been a theme happening for me where I have these good intentions or I have these masterful plans, and then things are not going according to the way I think they should be going. And something that really catalyzed this actually was I was at an experience just a few weeks ago at my retreat. I hired the beautiful Natalie Jackson to do a firewalk ceremony with our attendees, myself included. By the way, my plan was not to participate in the firewalk ceremony because I was part of the host crew. And of course, as a host, you want to make sure that all your participants get the experience. But it just so happened we had a couple people back out in the last day or so, and guess who had to do the firewalk? Even though she planned not to, it was I. And so through this experience, I had resistance come up of like, oh man, now instead of holding space for everybody like I planned, now I've got to do the firewalk, and that means I got to go all in. If you're doing a firewalk, you're there to be fully in, right? And so that's what I did. I leaned in, I went fully in. And wouldn't you know it, of course, what would also happen, not in the plan, was that as part of the process, each participant receives healing from other people that are doing the firewalk. And so, as it would so happen, I was the very last one and I was the odd person out, which meant that everyone was done and had experienced their healing session except for me, which meant that every person who was there got to focus on me. And let me tell you, I had a hard time with the receiving aspect of it. I thought, oh, I'm the host. How can I be in this position? I'm supposed to be pouring into everybody. And here now, everyone is pouring into me. So I really had to surrender to my blocks on receiving. And as they poured into me and they started singing and they started chanting, and the outpouring of love, folks, was so incredible. It actually brought me back to my near-death experience because it was so profoundly beautiful, and I was feeling it in my body. I was feeling the love in every cell of my being. It was so profound and so moving for me. And I remember thinking, wow, it is actually. And so I remember thinking, wow, it is possible. It is truly possible to experience heaven on earth, because I was experiencing it in real time through this process. And that plan for me to not do the firework, that was in place. I wasn't doing the firewalk as far as I knew. And the plan changed. And because of the plan changing, something so beautiful and profound happened. Now, it doesn't always feel that way or look that way. So here's another side of that experience is the facilitator was getting the fire prepped. There's quite a process with the firewalk ceremony and prepping the fire. And so she was in the process of prepping the fire. And at one point she saw there was this beetle on the log that was set to be on fire in a few minutes. And she thought, oh, Mr. Beetle, I'm gonna set you free. And so she took the beetle and gently placed the beetle in the grass instead of on the logs that she was about to ignite. And she put the beetle on the grass, and then she carried on kind of telling her story and sharing the ceremony and the process. And as she's telling the story, she steps right where she had put the beetle that she just saved. And of course, I'm giggling because I'm witnessing as we're trying to be in this very serious ceremony. And I'm witnessing that she had set the beetle free only to step on it moments later and probably kill it. And that also prompted the thought of, okay, good intention, and the beetle still died. Maybe in a less intense way. At least the beetle got to have a shorter suffering before it died. Didn't have to burn, it got to just get stepped on and be done. But the point, of course, of this is that oftentimes we do set these intentions and we want to help people, or we are doing things that we feel are good, and yet it backfires. Yet it still hurts us in some way or hurts another person in some way. And I think about many years ago, earlier on in my career, I was trying to help a man, and I thought I was doing such a good job, and I thought I was empowering this person, and the wife believed that I was stealing her husband. And I understand where she was coming from, but I was not. And yet my good intentions, my pure intentions in that experience still backfired on me, and I was accused of trying to steal someone's husband. And I had to move through the process of that, of coming to a point where I can't change what their perception is about me. I can only change how I choose to respond to this experience. And what do I need to learn about this? And one of the things I learned in feeling that, that awful feeling of, oh my God, I went in there with pure intentions. I went in there wanting to help and wanting to be of service, and yet it still backfired. And so it invited me to look at how I show up and whether or not I get into these habits of needing to fix people, and anyone can relate to that, I'm sure, or getting involved in things that maybe aren't even your place. So it gave me some really good value in the reflection. So all of these experiences of, creating these best laid plans, and them either turning out, in a way that is amazing, awesome, yeah, I made those plans, it worked out really good, or in a way that it turned out, oh my God, I made these plans, or I had this intention and it went totally sideways, or, hey, you know what? I had this plan, something else came into play that was even better. And so the first thing I want to remind everybody of is that God is the best logistics coordinator ever. Rule number one, when you think you're in the wrong time, wrong place, wrong whatever, you're not. You're in the right time and the right place always. And I think it's easy to forget that, isn't it? Especially when things go wrong. It's like, oh, I must have been in the wrong place or wrong time. But really, what if the timing is impeccable? What if God really is this incredible logistics coordinator and is orchestrating everything so perfectly for you and your benefit? The second thing that I remind you of is the purity of your intention. And so when you're making plans, when you're intending to do something, right, when you're setting goals, it can happen where we get a little bit misaligned, where we start to create plans that are maybe not in alignment. And so it gives us this wonderful opportunity when we make plans and they maybe aren't working out, or we have an intention and maybe it's not panning out the way we think it should. There's this opportunity to say, do I need to do a check-in? Do I need to recalibrate? The mosquitoes are atrocious, guys. I'm gonna go home with about 50 bites here, I think. But point being is that even when we have these best laid plans, sometimes they're not actually aligned to our truest authentic spirit. And so what happens is we end up pushing, trying to do something, and then wrenches get thrown in the best laid plans because it's not in alignment for us in the first place. So it's a wonderful opportunity when things don't seem to be going the way we think. It's an invitation for us to realign, yeah? So that's the next piece. And then of course the third piece is value in everything. And you guys have heard me talk about this before. There's value in the good experiences and the bad experiences. And so when we can allow ourselves to just surrender to what is, right? That piece of loving what is, it's like, hey, this is what's showing up. So this is how it's going to happen. When we get out of that place where we're trying to resist what is, it's like all of a sudden ease comes. I'll give you a final example of this last piece because I think it's so important to surrender to what is and to love what is as best as we can. I've been in a situation where an incorrect email was used for an account, and in order for me to reclaim that account, which there's money going into, some fake account basically, I have to like prove it's me. And because of hackers and scammers, it's quite a convoluted process. Well, none of the processes that they're giving me are working. And so I've now spent like 4.5 hours on calls with tech people and website people and trying to get this sorted because I have money I can't access right now with this accidental account, if you will. And so it's been such a nightmare, you guys. And I've been resisting it and I've been frustrated and I'm like giving up my holiday time to work on this stuff. And you know, that anger comes in. And you know, I had to just take a step back and say, wait a second. If I'm meant to be working on this, I'm meant to be working on it and not somewhere else, because God is the best logistics coordinator. Because even when I make these plans or have this intention that things are going to go smoothly and maybe they don't, I still have this awareness that I can surrender to that, knowing that I might have to realign, that this might be a realignment for me. Maybe there's some clearing work I have to do around technology, around money. So it gives me this opportunity to look a little bit deeper, a little bit closer and say, okay, what can I do with this? What can I do with this? How can I create value for myself in this experience? And so that's what I'm working on now as I'm still sorting it out, is that deep surrender. What is the value? What is the message for me in the understanding of this experience? And can I shift my perspective for myself? And man, that's empowering and it's freeing. Now I've come to the place where I'm like, it's only a problem if I perceive it to be a problem. Take a step back, let it resolve itself, because it's got to get resolved. It's going to get resolved. And me forcing and me pushing maybe isn't helping. And what a waste of my energy on top of that, right? All right, you guys, those are the pieces I wanted to share around sometimes this idea of even having the best intentions or having the best plans or the best goals when it doesn't quite turn out the way we think it should. I hope some of this has helped you to maybe shift your perspective about some things that maybe aren't going the way that you think they should be going in your life. Or that next time it happens where you make a good plan and it falls through, can you allow yourself to surrender, squeeze the value out of the experience, and remember that there's an orchestrator named God who is making sure that you are more than taken care of, always. All right, I'm getting out of the Mosquitoville. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next month on Wisdom Walks. And hopefully we'll see you checking into our monthly Spirit Minds or our Ignite Your Intuition class that's coming up this fall. So know that the door is always open. There's lots of opportunities for you to learn, for you to grow, for you to keep persevering on this quest to create heaven on earth. Bye for now, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.